So dear students, now in this class I will discuss about centripetal acceleration. Okay, in the previous class I have discussed about the centripetal acceleration, but the method was different. There actually I want to find out the relation between the angular acceleration and the linear acceleration, but automatically the result was coming out for centripetal acceleration, and it has two components we have discussed earlier, that one is the radial component and the other is the transverse component. So now let me find this thing in another way also. Okay, so let me take a circle like this. So this is a circle, and along the perimeter a particle is moving. Okay, so let me take another color. So suppose this particle is moving along the circle. Okay, so initially it is in this position and the radius is r. Now after some particular time, let me suppose that the particle will be at this point. So it will make an angle theta here. Okay, so now let me take here the coordinate system. So initially what we have to find out? We have to find out just velocity and acceleration. So we have to find out acceleration actually, but we cannot find acceleration without explaining the velocity actually. Okay, so let me find this first velocity. So for finding out the velocity, what we have to do? We have to first write down the position vector of the particle in terms of theta. Okay, so what will be the position vector? Let me find out. So if I take the coordinate system here like this, let me take the coordinate system. Suppose this is the x-axis, okay, and this is the y-axis, and this is the y-axis. A particle is at this point. Okay, so what will be the coordinate of this particle? In Cartesian coordinate, the position will be x comma y, but in polar coordinate it will be r comma theta. So we are interested about this polar coordinate. Okay, so let me find this point in another diagram. So suppose, so this is a part of the circle. Let me take just this part of the circle, let me draw this part of the circle in on another coordinate system. So this is my x and this is my y actually, and this is the point P. Okay, so let me take this point as P. So this is the point P. Okay, and this is the part of the circle. This is the part. Okay, so this is the part of the circle. So this angle is theta. Okay, so what is the position vector at this point? The position vector will be along this direction. Okay, so this is the position vector. So along this direction the unit vector is r cap. Magnitude is r and the unit vector is r cap. So what is the position vector? So position vector will be r vector, and that will be obviously r cap. Okay, position vector is r cap. Okay, so what will be the velocity of this particle? So velocity of the particle will be, let me take the first time differentiation. Okay, so first time differentiation will be velocity, that is dr by dt. Okay, so you can easily find out the velocity. Now first let me find out the two direction. One is along the radial direction. What is the radial direction and what is the transverse direction? Okay, so this is actually the radial direction, and the transverse direction is along the tangent, or you can say tangential direction. So this is along the increasing of r cap is along increasing of r, and along this direction this is theta cap, because this is along the increasing of theta. So let me take this is theta cap. So along this direction this is r cap, and this direction this is theta cap. Okay, so what we have to do? So we have to define this r cap and theta cap. So what is r cap and what is theta cap? So r vector is nothing but xi plus yj, you know. So r cap will be r vector by mod r. Okay, r vector by mod r. mod r. Okay, so it will be just x by r I cap. If we put this value in place of r vector, xi plus yj divided by r, so it will be x by r I cap plus y by r j cap. Okay, so let me put this. Sorry. Okay, so y by r into j cap. Now what is x by r and y by r? You can find from here. This is actually x and this is r, and y is this. So this is y. So x by r is nothing but cos theta. So it will be cos theta I cap plus it will be sin theta j cap. And what will be theta cap? Theta cap will be, you can see from here that it is perpendicular to r cap. So if we add 90 degree with theta, we will get from r cap to theta cap. So we can simply derive theta cap from r cap if we put instead of theta plus 90 degree, because here is theta, and if we put another angle that is 90 degree, so theta plus 90 degree will give you the direction of theta cap, because along r cap the theta will be along r cap the angle is theta. When you talk about theta cap, then its angle will be theta plus 90 degree because it is perpendicular to r cap. Okay, so theta cap will be nothing but cos of theta plus pi by 2 or theta plus 90 degree, you can say, I cap plus sin theta plus 90 degree j cap. So cos 90 plus theta is nothing but minus sin theta. So it will be minus sin theta I cap, and sin of theta plus 90 is nothing but cos theta. So it will be cos theta j cap. Okay, so these are the actual thing. Now what will be the velocity at this point? What will be the velocity at this point? We know the velocity at this point v is equal to r omega. Okay, we know this, but you can derive from here also. So let me derive from here. So if we take velocity v is equal to, that will be nothing but dr by dt. Now what will be dr by dt? Dr by dt is nothing but r into dr cap by dt plus r cap into dr by dt. But you know what? This dr by dt is actually 0 because r is constant. This is the radius of circle. So this dr by dt will be always 0, but r vector is not constant. But if we talk about the magnitude, then dr by dt will obviously be 0. So this term will be 0. So if this term will be 0, then you will get only v is equal to r into dr cap by dt. Now what is dr cap by dt actually? If you write it in another way, we will get that r into dr cap upon d theta into, I can write it as d theta upon dt. Just I have take here d theta and here d theta. So d theta will cancel out and you will get the same result. So just rearrange this equation by involving theta. Now this d theta is dt, d theta by dt, you know this is omega, angular velocity, and this r. So it will be just r omega into dr cap by d theta. Okay, so this is v. Now you have to find out dr cap upon d theta. So you have to just differentiation this expression. This is r cap. So what will be dr cap upon d theta? Just differentiate this equation. So what will be the derivative of cos theta? Is nothing but minus sin theta. So it will be minus sin theta I cap, and derivative of sin theta is cos theta. So it will be cos theta j cap. Okay, so now you can find this dr cap by d theta is nothing but theta cap, because you have theta cap minus sin theta I cap plus cos theta j cap. So you can replace this thing as theta cap. So this dr cap by d theta is nothing but theta cap. So you will get v vector is equal to r omega into theta cap. So what is the meaning of this? The meaning of this, the velocity of the particle is actually along the tangent, along the transverse direction. That means along the tangent, because it is along the theta cap direction. So velocity is only along the theta cap direction for circular motion. But please keep in mind, I am not considering here uniform circular motion. I have taken general case. For uniform circular motion, omega will be constant. So that v will be also constant, magnitude of v. That means the tangential speed will be constant. So that I will take later on. Okay. So first let me find the general case, then I will move to special case also. Okay. So please. Okay now. So now let me differentiate this equation again. So if you differentiate this v is equal to r omega theta cap, then you will get acceleration. So derivative of velocity will always give you acceleration. So now let me take the differentiation. So we have v is equal to nothing but r omega into theta cap. We have this relation. Now differentiating with respect to time, what we will get? We will get just dv upon dt. That will be acceleration actually. So what we will get? We will get r into d omega by dt into theta cap plus you will get dr by dt, okay, into omega into theta cap plus you will get r into omega into d theta cap upon dt. So you will get these three terms, because here is three terms, r omega theta cap. Now again let me consider that r is constant. As r is constant, so this term will vanish, so it will be 0. So what you will get, and this d omega by dt, you can take this r inside, or you can say this d omega dt as alpha. Okay, so it can be written in two ways. You can retain it in terms of tangential velocity also, or you can retain it can be written in terms of, so d omega dt is alpha. So let me first write it is alpha. So r alpha into theta cap, and this term will be 0, plus you will get r omega into d theta by dt, and d, not theta actually, d theta cap by dt. And let me rearrange this equation again by involving theta. You will get d theta cap divided by d theta into d theta by dt, into d theta cap by dt. Sorry, d theta, not d theta cap, d theta actually. So I have involved just d theta here, so I have to involve d theta here, and dt will remain same. Now again this d theta by dt is omega, so you will get from here r alpha into theta cap plus r omega into this d theta by dt is also omega, so omega into omega will be omega square, and this d theta cap by d theta, what will be this? Let me find what will be this d theta cap on d theta. So let me go to the previous page. So here you will find, here we have theta cap. Theta cap is minus sin theta I plus cos theta j. So let me write. So you have to find out now d theta cap upon d theta. So what we will get? So derivative of sin theta is nothing but cos theta. So it will be minus cos theta I cap, minus cos theta I cap plus, sorry, minus, because derivative of cos theta is minus sin theta. So now what we have to find out? Derivative of cos theta is minus sin theta. So it will be obviously minus sin theta j cap, minus sin theta j cap. Okay. So if there is minus cos theta I cap minus sin theta j cap, now if we take common minus, then you will get cos theta I cap plus sin theta j cap, plus sin theta j cap. And what this thing? This is actually r cap. So you will land up with this equation, that is d theta by d theta cap by d theta is equal to minus r cap. Okay, so it is nothing but minus r cap. So now if you go to next page, then here you have to substitute by minus r cap. So finally you will get r alpha theta cap, this is minus r cap, so minus omega square r into r cap, or you can write it like this, it will be better to write r alpha theta cap plus omega square r into minus r cap. So it will give you the net acceleration A. Now you can find out from here, from this relation, that this acceleration has two components. One is along theta cap and another is along minus r cap. Minus r cap means along the origin, that is along the center, and that's why it is called centripetal acceleration. So now if you draw the circle, so you will find that two accelerations are there. One is along r cap, at any point you can say, if you talk about at this point, so one is along radius and another is along tangential. So this is r alpha is along tangential, that is along theta cap, which you can write it is at or a theta, and along this direction you will get ar. Why along inward direction? Because minus r cap will show that ar will be along the origin or along the center. So this part, this omega square r part, we like to call it as AC, or you can say AR also. AC is equal to omega square r, and that will obviously be v square by r. If we put v is equal to omega, then we will get v square by r, and this is nothing but the centripetal acceleration. And now a theta, that is tangential acceleration, that is again r alpha, and you can write it as also r into d omega by dt, and this is obviously d dt of r omega, and this r omega is vt, tangential velocity, so it will be dvt upon dt. This is the theta, and the net acceleration will be along this direction a, so it will be root ar square plus a theta square. So net acceleration A will be obviously root ar square plus a theta square. So that will be, again I have derived earlier also, and I have promised there that I will derive this thing in another way. So this is the second method, you can say, and this ar is here omega square r or v square ar or AC, you can say. AR can be written as AC also, and a theta can be written as AT also. Okay, theta means theta represents the transverse direction and t represents the tangential direction. For circular motion these two are same, but in general actually AR and a theta have more significant, because if there is general curve motion instead of circular motion, then there is tangential or the radial direction is meaningless, centripetal force is meaningless there. That general case for any types of curve motion, but for circular motion these are same actually, but I am not going to detail about that thing. Okay, so this is beyond the scope of your syllabus, but here I have to take the circular motion only. So AR square is nothing but omega square r, or you can say v square by r whole square plus a theta, you can say r alpha whole square. Now again I like to say, if you talk about uniform circular motion UCM, then what will happen? Then obviously a theta is equal to 0. Why a theta is equal to 0? Because in that case omega is equal to constant. So if omega is equal to constant, then this term, that is d omega dt, will be 0. D omega dt will be 0. Or you can say the speed, tangential speed is constant. So in that case vt is constant, that means dvt by dt is equal to 0. So with both the logic, you can conclude that a theta is equal to 0 for uniform circular motion. So uniform circular motion can be characterized by omega is equal to constant, or you can say the tangential speed, that is vt, is equal to constant, and these two things will give you the same conclusion, that a theta will be 0, and when a theta is equal to 0, then you will finally land up simply a is equal to ar. So for uniform circular motion you only have the centripetal acceleration or the radial acceleration. Okay, so I have derived this expression, this result in general, then you can just simplify for uniform circular motion. But if you want to take from the very beginning for uniform circular motion, then you have to follow another method also. There is some method where you can solve the problems you can derive the expression this v square by r or omega square r by using from the very beginning, assuming that the motion is uniform circular motion. So I have to put initially from the very beginning that the speed is constant, the tangential speed is constant. So let me derive on that process also. Okay, so this will be the next process. So let me derive again. Okay, centripetal acceleration for uniform circular motion. Centripetal acceleration this is more useful. Okay, this is also more useful. Centripetal acceleration, this is just the vector subtraction. Centripetal acceleration, so you will get final directly. Okay, so now let me find how you can get. So again let me take the circle like this, and I have to take 2 points. So initially suppose that the particle is along this point, and after some later time the particle will be at that point. So from here initially when the particle is here and then particle is here, so its initial velocity at that point will be along this direction. So let me take this as v1 vector, and along this direction, along that point it will be along this v2. Okay, and let me take that this angle will be delta theta for the time delta t. When the particle is moving from this point to this point, it will take time delta t. Okay, now if you want to find out the actual acceleration, you have to find out the change in velocity. This is more significant case, useful case. So change in velocity, you have to find out first change in velocity. So change in velocity is nothing but delta v, and that will be obviously v2 vector minus v1 vector. Okay, so you have to just go through vector subtraction. Now how you can make this vector subtraction? You have to know the angle between v1 and v2. So what will be the angle between v1 and v2? If you increase this, so this angle will also be del theta. Okay, so you can easily find out this by simple geometry, that if this angle is del theta, then this angle will also be del theta. If this angle is theta, this angle is theta. You can easily prove. Okay, because this angle is 90 degree, you can see this angle is 90 degree. Okay, so if we increase this, you can in various method you can prove this. So you will get here a triangle, and this angle is also 90 degree, and this angle is, if this angle is delta theta. Okay, if this angle is delta theta, then you will find from this triangle, you can find from this triangle, this small triangle, you can find from this large triangle, as this angle is 90 degree, this is delta theta. Okay, so this will be 90 minus delta theta, and as this is 90, so it will be delta theta. So you can easily find out by simple geometry. In various processes you can find out that if this angle is delta, I am not going to discuss this. Okay, so if this angle is delta theta, so this angle will also be delta theta. So finally you will land up with this conclusion that along this we have v1 vector, and along this direction we have v2 vector. And the angle between v1 and v2 is delta theta. Now how you can subtract v2 minus v1? You have to increase this v1 in opposite direction. You have to make v1 as minus v1. Okay, so let me increase this along opposite direction, along this direction. So this will be minus v1. Now what will happen? The resultant of v2 and minus v1 will give you delta v. So it will be along this direction. So this will be delta v. Now the angle between this v2 and minus v1 is 180 minus delta theta. 180 minus delta theta. Okay, so this is 180 minus delta theta, or you can say pi minus delta theta. Now what will be the magnitude from the vector subtraction rule? The magnitude del v will be obviously equal to root over, I am going to give you the direct result. So that is v1 square plus v2 square minus 2v1 v2 cos delta theta, cos delta theta. Now let me apply the condition for uniform circular motion. For uniform circular motion, what will happen for uniform circular motion? This v1 will be equal to v2. So we can take v1 is equal to v2 is equal to v for uniform circular motion. So you have to put instead of v1 and v2 just v. So magnitude of the subtraction, that is delta v, will be equal to, this will be v square plus v square minus 2v square cos delta theta. So it will be root over 2v square minus 2v square cos delta theta, cos delta theta. Now let me take common 2v square. So it will be root over 2v square into 1 minus cos delta theta. So 1 minus cos delta theta will be 2 sin square delta theta. So it will be 2 sin square and it will be 4v square, 4v square sin square del theta by 2, and that will obviously be 2v sin del theta by 2. Okay. Now if you take the del theta is small, if del theta is small, then what will happen? The sin del theta by 2 will be approximately equal to del theta by 2. Okay. So you will get finally del v is equal to, so finally you will get just del v is equal to 2v into sin delta theta by 2 approximately equal to 2v into delta theta by 2. Now this 2 will be cancelled out, so it will be just v into delta theta. So we will get the change in velocity del v is equal to v into delta theta. Now what will be the acceleration? Del v by del t just. So acceleration will be change in velocity with respect to time per unit time. So that will be del v upon del theta, del t. So it will be v del theta upon del t. So that will be v into del theta upon del t, and this del theta upon del t is now omega. So it will be v omega. Now if you put v is equal to omega r, v is equal to omega r, then you will get omega square r, and if you will put omega is equal to v by r, then you will get v square by r. So here finally we will get a, that is here obviously AC or AR, that is omega square r is equal to v square by r. So if you are asking just to find out the acceleration for uniform circular motion, then you can follow this process only. Okay, this is a very simple method. This is the vector relation, and the direction you can find, here along this direction. So that means that will be along this direction, that is along center. That means it is called, that's why it is called centripetal acceleration, or along the center, that means radial, along the radius. So it is radial acceleration also. Okay, so this is how you can solve these kinds of situations. Okay, thank you.